The baseball boys versus the zombie robots. It was a typical Saturday morning for the boys of the travel baseball team, the Diamondbacks. They were excited to hit the road and head to their out-of-town tournament. The sun was shining, and the boys were in high spirits as they loaded up the bus. As they traveled down the highway, the coach, Coach Wilson, gave the boys a pep talk. He reminded them that they were a team and that they needed to have each other's backs both on and off the field. The boys all nodded in agreement, eager to show the other teams what they were made of. But as they neared the tournament, something strange began to happen. The sky turned dark, and the air grew thick with a strange fog. The bus slowed to a stop, and the boys all looked out the windows in confusion. That's when they saw them. The zombie robots. The Diamondbacks had heard rumors of these robots, but they had never seen them before. The robots were large, menacing machines with glowing red eyes and sharp metal claws. They were headed straight for the baseball field where the tournament was being held. The coach knew what he had to do. He turned to the boys and said, "Boys, we need to help. We can't let those robots ruin the tournament for everyone else. We need to use our baseball skills to fight them off." The boys all nodded in agreement. They were scared, but they knew they had to do their part. They unloaded from the bus and ran towards the baseball field. The robots were already there, wreaking havoc and terrorizing the other teams. The Diamondbacks knew they had to act fast. The robots were fast, but the boys were faster. They used their baseball skills to dodge the robots' attacks and hit them with baseballs. The robots were tough, but the boys were tougher. They used their teamwork and determination to fight off the robots one by one. But then, disaster struck. Coach Wilson had been taken hostage by one of the robots. The boys knew they had to act fast to save their coach. They used their baseball skills to distract the robot and get close enough to free Coach Wilson. It was a risky move, but the boys were determined. They worked together to free their coach and defeat the last of the robots. Exhausted but triumphant, the Diamondbacks looked around at the destruction they had caused. The field was in shambles, and the other teams were shaken but unharmed. The boys knew they had saved the day. But they also knew they had a game to play. They quickly got back on the bus and headed to the field where they were scheduled to play their first game. The other teams were amazed at what the Diamondbacks had done. They had heard rumors of the zombie robots but had never believed them to be real. The Diamondbacks had proved them wrong. The boys took the field, still in their baseball uniforms but covered in dirt and sweat. They played harder than they ever had before, fueled by the adrenaline of their earlier battle. They won their first game, and then their second, and then their third. The Diamondbacks had become champions both on and off the field. They had fought against evil and won, all while still making it in time for their first game. And as they headed back home, exhausted but proud, they knew they had become more than just a baseball team. They had become a team of heroes.